Frankly, the United States is under attack.
The hacking was only one part of it.
But Putin's up to no good, and he better be stopped.
We were a little all caught off guard.
And that was a big mistake, and it was my mistake, and I'm sorry.
What you need to know most about the election hack of 2016
The Russians used social media.
is Russians didn't change your votes.
They did not change any vote tallies.
They worked to change your mind.
What happened is an information war.
And Jason Gaines saw it coming
altering the underlying power structure
years in advance.
I think our electoral system is broken.
They're picking the ones they want.
Gaines teaches political science at the University of Louisville, and in 2014 published the book Tweeting to Power.
We collected 64,000 tweets and categorized them and then tested.
It put analytical research, numbers, science, psychology behind the power of social media.
The next president of the United States, right here.
To shape the outcome of an election.
What happens is if people are increasingly getting their information via social media, and that's what they have stored, then the balance of information that they have leans one way or another and leans toward the information that they're getting via social media.
We now know the Kremlin fully exploited that power. These are the congressional reports detailing the full extent of Russian meddling. They reveal more than 400 Facebook accounts and nearly 4,000 Twitter handles tied to trolls. Russian operatives posing as American activists or special interest groups, sharing salacious, made-up, and inflammatory material to stir up animosity among the American public. It was targeted by demographics and tagged to exploit bias.
The majority of the flow was pro-Trump.
The government reports say 80,000 pieces of content just like this reached 126 million Americans. Pics, memes, fake headlines, and reports. It spread like an infection. And the reason that it worked is because Russia used the American public as a weapon.
Completely fabricated stories that are made up entirely.
You may not have gotten fake news directly from a troll, but from a trusted loved one who shared it from their timeline.
It is on all of us now in this day and age to make sure that the information that we do ingest, that we do so with a grain of salt and we don't do so blindly.
FBI cybercrimes agent Stephen Oakes.
Are there any tools the public can use to identify these fake posts that did not really come from a neighbor or a friend, but really from somebody who may be in a foreign country trying to sway your conscience?
Years ago, it would be very easy to tell if it was legitimate or not. There was horrible grammar, horrible spelling, the context didn't make sense. But I think what we're seeing now with people potentially trying to send messages out there is they've gotten very good at emulating very professional companies.
Consensus from the intelligence community says Russia's coming again for the midterms and that China and Iran also pose a threat. It's why Facebook launched a war room, hired thousands of new moderators, and invested in artificial intelligence, all in an effort to tackle the misinformation crisis.
We've reduced clickbait. We've reduced the ability for people who run ad farms to be successful on our platform.
But it's clear now that we didn't do enough to prevent these tools from being used for harm as well.
Russians didn't change your vote. They worked to change your mind.
What happened is an information war.
And knowing helps you win the battle. Gilbert Corsey, WDRB News.